now.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on your Sunday. It's September 7th, and congratulations to the $1.8 billion jackpot winner out of Fredericksburg.
In our viewing area. That is
could be
crazy.
Watching us right now.
Who knows?
But they did have to split the jackpot with someone in Missouri. Our Devin Karp is on his way there to Biggs 103.
103. That's where the jackpot ticket was.
Off of 290. So he's going to be talking hopefully to either store or people out there getting their gas for reaction.
And he'll run into some rain too, so he's going to get some video of that, because west of San Antonio there is a little bit of flooding ongoing. In fact, we do have a flash flood warning in effect for these areas circled in green here. That includes Rock Springs, Lakey, and Concan. And you'll notice there is some rain for Kerrville, but Kerrville, here's the thing, this is just moderate rainfall, light to moderate rain. This is not going to lead to flooding. I know that very sensitive to flooding for good reason in Kerrville right now, but no need to be of concern right now in Kerr County. Still though, this is where the heaviest of the rain has been falling. That flash flood warning in effect until 9:45. Meanwhile, heaviest of the rain right now is right over Uvalde, where they're getting some very heavy rain. Here in San Antonio, we're just starting to see some light rain showers work their way into the Alamo City. This is not going to cause flooding. Again, I think for the most part though, San Antonio's flood risk has been decreasing. Here's a look at the headlines that you need to pay attention to today. The flood risk today and this morning is highest west of San Antonio. Rainfall amounts, most of us are going to get less than an inch of rain. Okay, some of us will miss out entirely on the rain, but there will be some bullseyes of 3+, like out west right now. And that's what leading to that flooding issues. For the most part, though, today is going to be cloudy, some areas of rain, and our coolest day in 2 months, highs in the 80s. I'll have a look at neighborhood high temperatures and, of course, a more in-depth analysis of how much rain has fallen coming up in just a bit. Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. This morning, one person is in the hospital after being shot in their own home during a break-in. This happened over on Landa Avenue. That's on the city's west side. So according to San Antonio police, the suspect broke into a home around 3 o'clock in the morning. The homeowner confronted them, and then the suspect shot the homeowner before running off. That homeowner was taken to the hospital and is in stable condition. Okay, Manu Ginobili got fans hyped up last night, and it wasn't for a game. The Spurs kicked off their Win Together campaign to get Spurs fans excited about voting in favor of Proposition A and B in November. So Prop A would approve just under $200 million for upgrades to county facilities on the east side, like the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo Grounds and Frost Bank Center, where the Spurs currently play. And then Prop B would approve up to $311 million to pay for a new Spurs arena in downtown San Antonio. So here's where the fans that we spoke to stand on these props.
Time for them to come back downtown.
This will bring a lot more of the entertainment to the downtown area.
We have game tickets, and we just love our Spurs, and it's important because it's not just about the Spurs, it's about the community also.
So this is only the beginning of the Spurs campaign for Project Marvel. Early voting is in October, and Election Day is November 4th. You still have time to figure out how you want to vote. All right, but not everybody is fully on board with Project Marvel, and later today, a different group of people are meeting up who oppose the project. So you may remember a few weeks ago on August 21st, City Council voted to not seek an independent economic analysis for the proposed entertainment district, essentially stalling that vote. Well, today, later on, the group COPS Metro is meeting to propose using Project Marvel funds for neighborhood upgrades, flood control, and public works. So they're inviting the community to hear from professors and leaders. It's at 3 p.m. at St. Margaret Mary Catholic Church. Make sure you watch the parking meter. San Antonio may raise parking fines on several tickets. Garrett Berger explains how this could boost city revenue.
Help plug a hole in the city budget. City of San Antonio staff say they're looking in the metaphorical couch cushions. Well, some of the coins they found there are yours.
The city wants to raise fines for the top 10 parking violations by $20 each. Parking in a no parking zone, in front of a hydrant, too close to a crosswalk, or in a handicap spot you don't need. They would all cost more under the proposal.
If you raise the price, you're going to basically disincentivize people to come downtown and park.
And let's not forget the most popular violation, meters and pay stations.
That's a lot of money to a lot of people.
$47?
Yes.
Think that's too much for
Yes, absolutely.
$52 if they parked here?
That's 2 steaks for sure.
Food-based cost comparisons aside, the bigger parking tickets are expected to net the city another $438,000.
If they're going to get an increase in their budget, where would the money go?
Well, it goes to the general fund, which helps pay for many basic services like libraries, parks, police, and fire. But the city faces a nearly $173 million shortfall in that part of the budget over the next 2 years. Raising fines and fees like these, along with budget cuts and moving money around, are part of the city staff's proposed solution. Not everyone's a fan.
But I mean, like all things, it's like cut spending. So I'm sure there's other areas in the budget that could be cut.
The fines haven't changed since 2009 either, though maybe not everyone realizes it.
Think that's fair, or how does that compare to, back home for you?
I don't know. I guess I would say I've never gotten a parking ticket, so I really don't have a frame of reference.
Some people are just too responsible.
Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Okay, cool.
I'm the type that definitely has gotten parking tickets, Garrett. Thank you. Well, parking tickets aren't the only fine or fee that could increase in San Antonio. Others include that alarm permit and renewal fees for both homes and businesses. The alarm permit is if you don't have your alarm registered and the police respond, you can get fined for that. So make sure you look into that. Food inspection fees for restaurants and even the fee for a petting zoo permit. So altogether, the city expects the various increases to bring $3.7 million into that general fund by next year. And we are watching the weather here in the studio, and like Sarah Spivey has been saying, and she's going to have an update for you in just a bit. But first, we're keeping an eye on construction as well. TxDOT has a closure that we want you to be aware of. So TxDOT has closed the southbound frontage road at Retama Park. That's over in Selma. There will be a detour through Evans Road to Lookout Road. This closure will last until 5 o'clock Monday morning. This closure actually had a huge backup all the way to Rittiman down to one lane yesterday. So if you are heading to Austin today, San Marcos, you're going to go shopping at those outlet malls, make sure you prepare for that longer lines in traffic heading 35 north. All right, some folks in Fredericksburg and in Austin waking up to some good news. They're millionaires and some even billionaires because the $1.8 billion jackpot has finally been won. That Powerball winning numbers were 11, 23, 44, 61, 62, with a Powerball of 17 and a Power Play multiplier of 2. So because winning tickets for the $1.8 billion jackpot were sold in Missouri and Texas, additionally, 2 lucky tickets sold in Kansas and Texas won a $2 million prize, and 18 tickets sold across 13 states also won $1 million prizes. The jackpot is going to reset for $20 million on Monday's drawing, and our Devin Karp on the way to the convenience store where a lucky person bought that winning ticket, that Powerball ticket. He's headed to Biggs 103 in Fredericksburg off of 290. He is, encountering some rain there on his drive, but he's hopefully going to be able to talk to the store owner there or the people working in the store and people pumping up gas. Feeling pretty lucky in Fredericksburg. Congratulations. We were so close here in San Antonio. All right, 808, 74 degrees. It's International Day of Clean Air. So we're going to show you how easy it is for San Antonio homeowners to breathe easier inside. Well, flooding is impacting the most vulnerable in San Antonio neighborhoods. We'll hear why city council members say it's time to act and protect our water supply.
And you saw it on Devin's camera there, but we're starting to see some rain enter into San Antonio. The risk for flooding, though, is highest today west of San Antonio. I will tell you what you need to know coming up.
Local leaders are trying to figure out how they can protect the most vulnerable people when we have severe weather. At least 2 people died after flash flooding in our area last weekend along Salado Creek. And according to San Antonio Police Chief William McManus, both were experiencing homelessness near the creek. That's in District 9. So Misty Spears is the councilwoman for that district, and she is actively working on ways to address both the homeless situation and flooding control concerns in her area. This also comes less than 3 months after 13 people were killed in nearby District 10, also along the creek, following that deadly flooding at Loop 10 and Beidle Creek.
I brought it up yesterday in one of our budget briefings that, hey, we got to do something. This is impacting neighborhoods in a huge way. It's even flooding out neighborhoods that have existed for a long time. So it's so much more than we can understand. And when you start really diving into issues with water and learn about gravity and how that affects everything, and that District 9 is on the recharge zone, and how do we capture it and get it to go into our Edwards, these are things that are hugely important for all of us.
So you can catch more of Ernie's conversation with Councilwoman Spears as part of our Connect with the Council series. Tomorrow, we'll discuss Project Marvel and how she's addressing homelessness in her district. That's tomorrow right here on KSAT 12. Today is International Day of Clean Air, and it's a great time to talk about how San Antonio homeowners can keep the air inside their homes clean. So simple steps like changing your HVAC filters regularly, sealing doors and windows, using air purifiers can also make a big difference. Plus, keeping your HVAC system well maintained helps filter out pollutants, allergens, and protecting your family's health. An unexpected sound fills the air between rows of gleaming solar panels on a sprawling Central Texas energy farm. The gentle buzzing, thousands of bees. It's an innovative partnership helping veterans and first responders heal from trauma while supporting renewable energy and environmental conservation. So CNN's Juliana Jackson reports.
For Steve Jimenez, suiting up for battle looks a little different these days.
We talk about suiting up, trusting yourself, your gear, and your buddies, following a known process.
The former Marine founded Hives for Heroes after discovering that beekeeping could heal wounds.
Right? There's a lot of fear associated in just general life, and it could be something that you stepping over that actually allows you to overcome fear.
Hives for Heroes is the world's largest organization of beekeepers serving over 10,000 veterans and first responders daily across the country.
Or you basically go from zero to hero or hero to hero in a very short period of time through all the tools.
But for Steve, the real magic happens when the outside world disappears.
When you overcome that fear and you get into a hive, the whole world disappears. For a vet, that might be the trauma of losing somebody. That might be the trauma of taking life. It could just be from being gone.
The program also creates real economic opportunities. Beekeepers can earn revenue from honey sales and hive management services. That's where an unexpected partnership comes in. These beehives sit on a solar farm near Waco and College Station. It's part of a partnership with renewable energy company Enel North America.
More importantly, it's going to put really the central focus for us, which is creating biodiversity, creating habitat for pollinators.
For Steve and his fellow beekeepers, the mission is clear.
Right. You're talking about people, you're talking about healing people and the planet.
All right, we have got some pictures coming into our KSAT Connect. This is a video from rainfall last night, though. I think it's a great example of the kind of rain we could see today. Wherever it rains, the rain's going to come down hard. Thank you for sending in your videos and pictures to KSAT Connect. You can do so. It's on the weather app and just search KSAT Connect. Here's a look at the Authority radar right now. What you can see is that we're starting to see around San Antonio some light to moderate rain moving in for some places. Now there is some heavy rain just to the east of Greene and New Braunfels into the north of Seguin. That's kind of parking itself right over there. Meanwhile, off to the west, an important update for you. There are folks out west that are under a flash flood warning, but notice that the intensity of the rain is really starting to die down. This flash flood warning is in effect until 9:45, and the reason for that is in some areas out here there's been about 3+ inches of rain in pockets, and so this additional rain is falling on that already saturated soil, and there could end up being some areas of flash flooding. So if you're in this green oval, you need to make sure that if you're driving around roads to stay off those roads, turn around, don't drown. Meanwhile, some very heavy rain falling right over Uvalde at the moment. In fact, this rainfall, this one storm has produced, in some cases, 2 inches of rain. This is, again, that kind of rain that we could see. Bullseye of 2+ inches of rain in some areas. That's right along Highway 90 there. But again, around San Antonio, what we're seeing is generally just some light rain. And as I put this into motion here, what you'll notice is it's very slow and it is kind of starting to fill in a little bit. So I think over the next couple of hours here in San Antonio, we're going to have about a 60% chance for some of this some of this light to moderate rain. So as we look at today's forecast, this is your KSAT 12-hour forecast. Again, 60% chance this morning, less coverage in the afternoon, and a high of only 83. That high of 83 is going to be the coolest we have been in 2 months in San Antonio. And as we take a look at highs elsewhere, generally it's going to be in the low 80s, 84 in Converse, 84 in New Braunfels, 83 in Hondo, 83 in Castroville, 87 in Bandera, and 83 in Kerrville. All right, I want to go back to the radar here and just to again give you an update. There is some flash flooding for areas like Rock Springs, Lakey, Concan. Wouldn't be surprised if they issue a flash flood warning for Uvalde here soon, but I want to mention Kerrville. I know that there's a lot of concern, of course, because of the flooding that happened there about 2 months ago. This is just moderate rain. In fact, I can turn on the radar that's a little bit closer, and you can even just see truly how light to moderate that rainfall is. So this is not going to result in that major kind of flooding out there, just to put your minds at ease. Meanwhile, our Devin Karp is heading up to Fredericksburg, where there was a jackpot winner, and he's certainly going to be running into some of that rain there, and he'll have pictures of that for us. So send in your pictures to KSAT Connect. Here is the setup. We are dealing with a cool front that is stalled to our south, and so we've still got abundant moisture though, and that's why we're seeing some of that rain. Looking ahead to the rest of the week, we are going to warm up without rain, and it's going to be in the upper 90s by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But here's the thing. The good news for you is that humidity is going to stay low in the afternoons. So kind of what you see is what you get when it comes to the heat. There will not be a heat index value during the peak heat of the afternoon. But I hope you get some rain today, because you can see things really do dry out for us in the week ahead. High temperatures in the mid to upper 90s. Again, send in your pictures to KSAT Connect, videos to KSAT Connect. We'd love to see what you're dealing with out there. The flooding risk is still fairly high for folks west of San Antonio, but in San Antonio, again, just some moderate rain, I think, expected for many folks today. And as far as rainfall amounts go, Sarah, if you get rain, you could easily see 1 to 2 inches of rain, but most folks will miss out on the rain. And I think that's important. There will be some people who do not see good beneficial rain today. It's kind of that tale of the haves and the have-nots. I'll be showing rainfall totals coming up in the next about 10 minutes or so.
How yesterday you live on the northwest side, you got some good rain. I live on the northeast side. I barely got any.
Yeah.
Light drizzle throughout the day, but
I know.
Maybe we'll switch.
Maybe we'll switch today.
Thank you, Sarah. Okay, it is 8:21, 74 degrees. If you're a Bank of America card holder, today is your lucky day. You can visit local museums for free. We'll tell you what museums here in San Antonio you can visit. That's after the break. Happening today, Bank of America card holders can enjoy free admission to 5 San Antonio museums that you see listed on your screen. Briscoe, McNay, the San Antonio Art Museum, the Dewseum, and the Whitty. They're all part of Museums on Us program that gives card holders access to art, history, and children's museums for the first full weekend of every month. Very cool. 8:25, 74 degrees. We'll be right back.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Some folks are getting some rain this morning, especially folks west of San Antonio. That's where the heaviest of the rain is right now, and that's where I want to start.
All right.
Just to keep everybody updated, there is a flash flood warning for areas west of San Antonio. We're talking Bandera County, Medina County. Let's show the radar here, and Real County. That's where we have this flash flood warning in effect until 9:45. So just for the next about hour and 15 minutes. pockets. And that's because some of these areas have already received 3 inches of rain, and they're getting pockets of heavy rain on top of that. You can see that flash flood warning there extended all throughout this area inside of the green. If you are in here, you want to make sure to, if you're planning on driving, to avoid flooded roadways, low water crossings, those kinds of things. Meanwhile, there's very heavy rain falling over Uvalde at the moment, but that is starting to exit out of the city. What's going on around San Antonio? Well, we're just really seeing some light to moderate rain in some neighborhoods. There is some heavy rain east of New Braunfels, and north of Seguin. What I'll be watching very carefully is this cluster of heavy storms as it's entering into Medina County, whether or not it's going to move into Bexar County. But I think this is a great example of where really the main risk for flooding is today. When we look at the headlines, the issue is going to be flooding west of San Antonio primarily. In the city of San Antonio, if you get rain, you might see more than an inch of rain, but most folks are going to get less than an inch of rain. So unfortunately, I think there will be some people disappointed with the rainfall from this weekend. But one thing that we are going to be seeing, all of us are going to be experiencing, is the coolest day in 2 months with highs only in the 80s. So a quick look at the rainfall, how much rain has fallen around San Antonio over the last 24 hours. You can really see there was a bullseye on the northwest side of town. In downtown, there was a little bit of rain, bullseye of 5+ inches of rain out near Blanco County. And then farther to the west, let's go ahead and take a look at those rainfall amounts that have been impressive. This is why there's that flash flood warning. This one bullseye northwest of Camp Wood, that's where in some cases folks have seen about 5 inches of rain. So we'll continue to monitor things for you. Again, it's going to be the coolest day in 2 months in San Antonio and across South Central Texas. I'll have those neighborhood high temperatures coming up in a bit. Sarah,
thank you. And we have an update on something we told you at 6 a.m. A major accident closed several lanes on Loop 410 southbound at I-10 exit ramp overnight. So according to San Antonio police, a 22-year-old girl was speeding while driving with 5 other passengers in the car. She crashed near the exit, sending them all to the hospital, one with a life-threatening injury. The driver also sustained serious injuries. We'll update you on this on air, online, but we believe that those lanes have since reopened. A social media page that has reconnected survivors with thousands of belongings is back on. So we're talking about the Facebook group Found on the Guadalupe River. Dondi Pearson runs it. In the 2 months since the flood, more than 57,000 people have joined it. It's been a way for people to find things the flood took from them. But a few days ago, someone hacked the page, so Facebook took it down. Once group members realized the page was down, many of them reached out to Facebook asking what happened, and it worked. Facebook reinstated the page, so you can check right now. Found on the Guadalupe River group is back up and running.
So I can't even express how important it is to our community right now and how much our community is using it for healing. I mean, it's such a healing process to say, yes, I've been through this flood, but I'm able to have this one thing, and this one thing survived. Either it gives me, either it can give the person comfort for someone that's gone, or it can give the survivor comfort in saying it survived just like I did.
Once group members realized the page was down, many of them reached out to Facebook asking what happened. It was a show of support for Dondi and her team, who have been supporting others for months. So Facebook reinstated that page, and you can go on to Facebook right now, Found on the Guadalupe River, and you can see that it's back up and running. It's been nearly 2 months since the deadly Hill Country flooding, and one of the people whose stories we shared in those first few days was singer-songwriter Julia Hatfield. So she and her husband barely escaped out of their RV at the Blue Oak RV Park in Ingram before it got swept away. Their interview on social media went viral, with many commenting on Hatfield's strength and composure. Our Erica Hernandez caught up with Hatfield as she returned to the same RV park.
Our RV was right here.
Right here?
Yep.
And y'all were kind of one of the ones that were higher up, right? Because this was full.
Yeah. In fact, when we had moved in, I had asked about flooding, and they said that hadn't had water come up past this point before. And so even the night of, watching the water rise, something in you just is kind of in the state of denial. And I kept thinking, the water has to stop. The water has to stop. And that became evident pretty quickly that that wasn't the case. I mean, it was rising a foot or two a minute.
What are the emotions going through you right now?
Definitely some anxiety. I don't think I anticipated there's just a lot of trauma surrounding something like this. Yeah. There used to be a whole barn right here.
Okay.
A workshop that those cabins started floating over, and I'll never forget that guy was just standing on the front porch of the rental cabin. There was just no way to get to him. There was no way for him to get off and get to safety. And
things you'll never forget seeing.
Oh, no, yeah. No, I keep telling people, between the sights, the sounds, the smells, it's definitely a visceral experience.
Seeing the river now, how do you feel toward it?
I started writing a song about this called Mother Nature. Sometimes it seems like you and I are strangers. One moment you mean life, the next you mean danger. I thought I was someone you told your secrets to. And that's how it felt, being on the river every day, just going kayaking. And, it's just being in nature like that, and then to be so blindsided. It definitely has given me a respect for the power of water.
The day I saw you, I still don't think anything had hit as far as the reality. Yeah. I think everything. But I was so struck by your composure of like, I lost my home, but I'm here to help.
That's how I was raised. Mom and Dad, we live in a divisive time, and the world would have you think that everybody's against each other, and leave it to something like this to be what brings people together, but to show that much love and that much support. It makes me proud to be a Texan.
Thank you, Erica. And the deadline to apply for FEMA aid was originally set for today, but now people have until the end of the month to get help. Individuals who live in qualifying counties now have until September 28th to submit damages and make claims to FEMA. We have a link on our website to apply if you need it. New this morning, a person was robbed at gunpoint on the city's west side. It happened around 8 last night in the 1300 block of Guadalupe Street, which is near Bracken Ridge Elementary School. So according to San Antonio police, a woman working at the business was working there when an unknown man entered wearing all black and a ski mask. He pointed a gun at her and demanded all the money in the register before running off. So no one was hurt. He ended up taking all of that money, and police are still looking for him. It is 8:37, 74 degrees. Volunteer fire departments get new equipment after the July 4th floods, how it will help them be ready for any emergency, and how much was raised for it.
There's only some light rain around San Antonio right now, but there have been areas of flooding in our viewing area, especially out west. I'm going to have the latest on what you can expect for the rest of the day coming up.
It's an effort that goes unpaid but not unnoticed. Crews from 3 volunteer fire departments in Centerpoint, Comfort, and Ingram all leapt into action during the July 4th floods. 3 volunteer fire departments got brand new trucks to help them for years to come.
Yes, we had people going in scenes in their own cars, but not only that, having to be able to pull specialized equipment around, not having the vehicles to do it.
The Rapid Relief Team raised $200,000 to buy 3 brand new Super Duty F-350 trucks customized to the fire chief's needs. These trucks give the volunteers the versatility and power they need to tackle any emergency, big or small. It's wonderful. All right, you might have heard about the $1.8 billion Powerball lottery, and as of early this morning, one of the 2 winners is a lot closer to home than you think. KSAT 12's Devin Karp live out at Fredericksburg, where the winning ticket was sold. Hey, good morning, Devin.
Hey, good morning, Sarah. First off, Kind of wish that ticket winner was me, but it's really cool to see that it's so close to San Antonio. We're right over here. This is the Biggs and Valero off of 290, just outside of Fredericksburg here. This is where one of 2 winning tickets for the Powerball lottery was sold. One was here, the other in Missouri. They are going to be splitting those winners. $1.8 billion. That is a heck of a lot of change right over there. So the way they can do it, there's 2 ways you can get either an annuitized cash payout of $893.5 million over 30 years, or a lump sum of $410.3 million. The odds of winning that jackpot, by the way, 1 in 292 million. But this is the store where it was at. I've been talking with some of the people who've just pulled up from the gas station, had no clue that their hometown gas station right here was the one that sold the ticket. We're going to be here for the rest of the morning talking with some of the people and possibly getting a look inside coming up here on GMSA. But in the meantime, Sarah, sorry if that winner wasn't you. I kind of wish it was me.
I know. We're pretty sad about it. Hey, Devin, so were you able to talk to either the store owner or anyone working inside? Because, I mean, this is a big deal for them because they get a little bit of that cut.
Oh, yeah. They said they were already ready for a lot of people to start trickling in here today. They said it was a pretty big deal. They didn't think this was going to be the location it happened in.
Very cool. I look forward to those reactions. Thank you, Devin.
And you can see the rain out there, too.
Yeah.
So some areas are getting rain. The area of flooding is west of San Antonio right now. And I think that's where, for the most part, there's going to the main risk for flooding will be today. You can see that there's a flash flood warning in effect in these areas in green here. That flash flood warning in effect for Rock Springs, Lakey, Concan. This is until 9:45 this morning. That's where some of the heaviest of the rain has fallen. In some cases, about 3+ inches of rain has fallen in those areas. Otherwise, what we're seeing is generally just some light rain around San Antonio at the moment. And that light rain is mainly going to be what most folks are going to see throughout the day today. So let's go ahead. My hand tracker is not working because my remote ran out of battery, but we'll see if I can get another remote here. Thanks for joining us for the live coverage. Sometimes when you're in live television, the technology doesn't want to work. There we go. Works out now that I got a better clicker. So yes, that flash flood warning in effect until 9:45. If you're inside of this area, you are going to want to make sure that you're very careful if you have to drive. If you don't have to drive, stay inside. But if you have to drive, make sure to use extra caution over roads, especially because there's a lot of low water crossings out there. Remember that phrase, turn around, don't drown. Kerrville, if you're joining us in Kerrville, you might be a little nervous because of the closeness of that flash flood warning, but you're not under a warning. This is just some light to moderate rain. In fact, we can go ahead and take a look at the radar a little bit closer to San Antonio. And as you can see, really just some light rain starting to move into Helotes, JBSA, Lackland. There is some heavier rain for the New Braunfels and Seguin area right now, just east of New Braunfels and just north of Seguin. You'll want to watch that carefully. We'll take a closer look at that to make sure that there's no flooding issues. But as far as rainfall goes, honestly, yesterday was an interesting day because there were parts of San Antonio, like the northwest side, that saw in some cases 2+ inches of rain. Scenic Oaks, Leon Springs, San Geronimo, those areas saw over 2 inches of rain. There was even a bullseye of 5+ in Blanco County. This was the area that we would be concerned about might have happened over San Antonio and resulting in major flooding. Thank goodness that didn't happen, but what it came at the cost of is not a ton of rain fell around San Antonio. At the airport, a few hundredths of an inch of rain fell. That is not good. The good news is there's additional rain on the way as we take a look at the rainfall that fell out near Concan and Lakey. Again, that's a decent amount of rain that fell there. The showers and storms, as we take a look at today's forecast, about a 60% chance early this morning. By noon, again, still a 60% chance and less of a rain chance in the afternoon. Even though everybody is not going to see healthy rains today, everybody is going to be enjoying some cooler temperatures. High temperature of 83 in San Antonio. So as we look at the high temperatures in your neighborhoods, this is running some 10 to 15 degrees cooler than average for this time of year. 83 for the high in San Antonio, 81 in Bulverde, 84 in Converse, 84 at Stinson, 84 in Seguin. The last time we were this quote unquote cool was 2 months ago in July when all of that flooding happened. So this is even if you don't get any rain, you're going to enjoy some cooler temperatures. So there's the silver lining. If I can highlight a few things for you, here's the headlines that you need to be aware of. Flooding today is highest west of San Antonio. I'll be keeping my eye on things. If you get a shower and storm, you could see an inch of rain. Most folks will see less than that, though, so keep that in mind. There could be a couple of bullseyes west of San Antonio of up to 3 inches of rain. Again, that's what we'll be watching for. And again, this is the coolest day in 2 months for us around San Antonio. We have a cool front to thank for that. Take a look at temperatures across the United States. It actually feels like a crisp and cool fall morning up in parts of the U.S. in the 40s. Meanwhile, it's only 60 degrees in Amarillo, and there's that front that has moved through and has brought us the rain. So what can you expect for the rest of the week? A steady warm up. That's what we expect. Temperatures will climb into the upper 90s by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But the good news is humidity will be low. And so kind of what you see is what you get when it comes to the temperatures. By the way, if you're just joining us and want some more radar analysis and a more in-depth look at how much rain has fallen, as well as some pictures sent in a KSAT Connect, I'm going to be live from the KSAT Weather Authority app doing an appcast at 9:15.
Very cool. Thank you so much, Sarah. It's 8:49, 74 degrees. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, Devin Karp is talking to the store manager inside that Big's convenience store where that $1.8 billion ticket was sold. So you don't want to miss that when we come back. All right, we're going to send it back out to Devin Karp, who is live inside the store in Fredericksburg, where that $1.8 billion winning ticket was purchased. Devin, I'm
pretty lucky. Yeah. It's pretty lucky to see some of the people out here, coming in for this station. This is the spot, by the way, right here, where half of $1.8 billion is going to be claimed. This ticket was sold here. By the way, your odds of winning this Powerball were about 292.2 million. So I was doing some math in the commercial break we just had, right? You're more likely to get struck by lightning and bitten by a shark all in the same year that it's been happening. So you can still see that jackpot is now down to $20 million after last night's $1.8 billion. That 2 tickets were sold between here and Missouri. Pretty crazy stuff. I've been talking with some of the people who've been walking in and out and said they had no clue, did not think that ticket was going to be sold close to home. And I actually got a few of those tickets that I got sitting at home. I was trying my hand, with a number like that. You got to give it a shot. But, man, who knew? I just had to come up to Fredericksburg, and that would have given me better odds. The store manager is right now on the way here, and we're going to be speaking with them shortly here, coming up soon. But in the meantime, guys, I think I'm going to be trying my luck for next time. What are the odds it happens twice here? You just got to play to win.
That's at Big's 103 in Fredericksburg off 290. Thank you so much, Devin. I do know that the store gets about up to $1 million cut sometimes where they sell that winning ticket, and also the winner can remain anonymous in Texas. So will they come forward? Who knows?
All right, it's very exciting. There's some rain out near Fredericksburg right now, but really west of San Antonio for Real County, northern Uvalde County, there's that flash flood warning still in effect for about the next 45 minutes, though. The rain there, though, is starting to let up, so that's some good news. So what I'm watching is just some light rain around San Antonio at the moment, but there are some heavier showers between New Braunfels and Seguin. So Geronimo, Zorn, McQueenie, you can actually see right here, that's actually where the radar side is. So this is very close to the radar, some heavy rain falling. There's no lightning with these. These are just heavy rain showers. Now the flood threat around San Antonio is fairly low today, but we'll keep an eye on things for you. The biggest thing to know is over the next few hours, about a 60% chance for you to see rain in your backyard. A high temperature today of only 83, and in the afternoon, rain chances are going to start to taper off there. And in the week ahead, it is going to be a hot one. one. We're going to be seeing temperatures climb up into the upper 90s by the middle of the week, but we'll have low humidity. Hey, if you'd like some more weather coverage, I'm going to be live from the KSAT Weather Authority app here in about 15 minutes. I hope to see you there. Post pictures of what you're seeing on KSAT Connect. We can show those too.
All right, thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay safe out there. Have a good Sunday.